can turn it down in my ear, but I got to turn it off for everyone to hear me. Welcome to Tuesday night on behalf of First Amendment Sports. I'm Ken Meringolo. He's Tim Strachan.
I cannot wait to get this going. I think there's going to be Chubb talk. There's going to be
right away. You're just going to
panty rating. There's going to be it's going to be a whole full gamut tonight.
Wow. Kevin Ricca.
Well, I mean, last week T let everyone know my shirt was so cool, had to wear shades, and make no mistake about it, T's wearing the same outfit he wore last week. Just noticed that. We all saw it.
It's continuity in the business.
It's his big Tuesday outfit. Obviously,
I mean, like the way you do your laundry, it just happens to fall on
I get it.
day.
That happens to me a lot, but Tuesday, I've always tried my best.
It might be my last time wearing this outfit. It's getting nice out.
All right.
I think the hoodies are eventually going to go.
So it's a value.
Going to be sad when they are because I can't imagine not wearing a hoodie, but it is what it is.
One thing better
There's
than
change in the air, boys, and we all have to adjust to it.
Welcome to J-Dubs, Ken Harris, Paul Western, Greg Martin, EO, Robert Cohen, and all the fly. I thought you were going to get that. Sorry, that's just an old
What?
Old Forester. Old Forester,
Oh, yeah.
courtesy of EO Anderson, is our drink of choice tonight. It was
I have one.
our free agent signing of the evening. I've never had the Old Forester, and letting the ice
I gotta let it chill.
do a little magic for us. But salute EO all the way from one coast to the other.
Is this my
Thank
first
you, sir.
sip? I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you got to do it, man.
I gotta do that. I can't deny the cheers. I gotta.
Welcome to Tuesday night. Thank God it's Tuesday on the official Commanders podcast of First Amendment Sports. And
I like that.
if you're seeing us for the first time on Red Coral Universe, let us know how that's working out. Early on, it's free. It's another free way to see it. But
Coral Universe.
Red Coral Universe. You can't watch this show on Red Coral Universe right now because this show is live. This show is live on YouTube. It will be live on YouTube, but we'll have our folks in the audience hanging out with us, and then it'll migrate afterwards.
And tell them we're gonna keep it live on this medium.
I just told him. That's right. I just told him.
No, because
Of the comments.
of the commenters.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that?
Like 4.5 seconds ago.
I wasn't.
And last week, right at the end of the show.
Once again, I wasn't listening to you.
Well, it's all right.
Like right as you were saying, you should say this. I had just, those words just literally came out.
I was trying to think of when I heard it
maybe I was
myself.
still-
Then I looked across the table and I was like, I think it was last week. I'm pretty sure.
Do we need a time machine? You're wearing the same clothes. I figured you would have remembered.
Outfit. I'm sorry.
It does feel.
I also, I had to wear the Holy Child love on the hat because I was at the softball game.
There you go. All right.
They
Well,
lost, but
that's okay.
yeah, they'll have another day. I love this, by the way. It's
Home
delicious.
of the air raid offense and the panty raid defense. That's what
There you go.
we are
Ding, ding.
on. Thank God it's Tuesday. Now I mentioned a couple
was not told of this.
weeks ago that we were on the verge of a Revenge of the Nerd style panty raid on the Dallas Cowboys. That's where this whole thing came from. And you said, well, if we sign Dorrance Armstrong, the panty raid is on. And then we had Cliff Kingsbury, the air raid offense, obviously the panty raid defense.
It was like we meant for it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how great things come about.
And just like the movie, we got some of them gigantic panties too.
Yes, we did. It's like when they're running down the hall and they're like,
There's
so
some
great.
bloomers. The art imitates, football.
To think if you could make a movie today where a bunch of guys put cameras in the showers and then watch it, for hours and hours on end. There's
Sir,
no movie.
You're about 10 seconds away from someone coming in here and taking you out of your own house.
I'm just
No,
saying.
he's just asking the question.
You could not make that movie.
Your lawyers got your back.
Don't worry,
All
they know.
Proceed,
Yeah,
proceed.
thank you.
You're welcome. That's why I'm general counsel.
Revenge of the Nerds. If you see anything or hear anything you like, give us a thumbs up.
There were a lot of things. The pie eating contest. How that
Sure.
posting-
Eat a pie,
that
for
would
sure.
that would be a Me Too moment these days.
There's a lot of things that wouldn't fly. But
Are we sure?
you get analysis
the retainer
of
this
everything on this show, by the way.
give us a subscription if you can. I mean, it doesn't cost anything. We're on our way. We want to get to 6,000 by end of the week. We're gonna need a lot of help. So tell a friend. All right, so let's get into it. It's tamper time. It's tamper season.
Megan Delaney just signed up her whole family, by the way. So
Oh, fantastic.
thank
Then
you,
that's what we
Delaney.
need. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Delaney family.
All the sponsors, all the subs we can get. The free agency period opens officially tomorrow. We're in tamper season. We're throwing tamper tantrums. Everyone knows that everything's going to happen for the most part anyways. I just never understood it, except for like, why don't you just, it's like opening your presents 2 days early, but I don't get it. Like,
it's because if they actually made a line and that everyone cheated, they would have to punish everyone, and everyone did it, and they were like, all right, let's just call it something else.
I think that's smart. Yeah. I mean, that part of it's smart, but we know so much, including guys who we're gonna be rooting for next year. So we'll get to that. We're gonna have a whole thing. We'll talk about all of our people who've gotten all the monies. Here's some themes. As we've had multiple coaches come through here, including the most recent coach, Ron Rivera. And when he came in, what did he do? Obviously, he brought in a lot of his own guys, not just on the field, on the sidelines and in the front office. That's what coaches do. They go with comfort. They go with what they know. And sometimes it works out for you, and sometimes you have a linebacker for the 85 Bears who can't find a linebacker on the planet to work with.
No, he had one.
He did have one.
He hired him as the defensive coordinator.
He had that one. He did have that one.
He was like, got him.
So I just want to make sure we at least say the words once again. Our guys who we love, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, Anthony Lynn, Daryl Tapp, all these guys, we think they're going to do a great job. But a lot of the connections to the guys we're signing are from there, and so that trend continues. Hopefully it works out better for us this time.
Loyalty off the field, loyalty within the scheme. There's so many fun reasons.
That's right.
Why we're doing stuff like this. That listen, it's not we're not crushing it. Like, you know, it's not like we've done like some ridiculous crap. Like, I mean, we tried to figure out the salary cap money, but math was not helping us out a half an hour before the show started. But we still got plenty left, and that's it.
We got
most.
Yeah. We got plenty of money left. The other theme that I think runs throughout, including the signings we've made in the last 2 or 3 hours, I call them they're not neither frontline nor forgotten players in the league. You know, I think a lot of times you're looking for frontline signings. They were available. They're signing. They're getting tons of money. But you're hoping you don't get the forgotten guys. And we've signed a lot of forgotten guys. It's that, AKA warm bodies. We're getting youth in many cases. I didn't do the average age. That was your job. But it's like mid to upper 20s for the most part of all these dudes. And the last thing I'll say before
it's 29, by the way.
Aside from like Dante Fowler Jr.,
really? Like including Brandon McManus, though, he brings it up. He's like,
I think 32. That's it. McManus and Fowler Jr. are some old heads. The other 10 are all in their second contract.
Not deadbeats. These guys aren't deadbeats. Now, we're not here to tell you that we hit on 7 Pro Bowlers.
No.
But I don't think it would be fair at all to hang our past on this batch of free agents.
Let's have a few drinks and get to know the guys.
Let's get to know the guys.
Shit, what are we here for?
The coolest thing about all of this, also, as we move through it, is that we're talking about 1 and 2 year deals, almost all the way down the line. I think Armstrong got 3.
Armstrong got 3. Biotis got 3. Luvu got 3.
And then everyone else was 1 or 2.
Allegretti got 3.
Allegretti got 3.
And then the other 5 were 6, 7.
Or 1 and 2s.
Yep.
So once again, we're not committed to almost anybody 3 years from now still to this. In fact, the only people we're committed to 3 years from now, I believe, would be Payne and those guys.
Forbes will have an option, right?
Oh, that's right. Forbes will have an option. But there you go. That's it. And so you have all of this, we had the salary cap pile to look forward to for months and months and months. We knew it was coming. We knew we were going to have gobs of cash. In 1 or 2 years, when all of these guys come off, and I mean, we're going to continue to have a salary cap situation that I believe is favorable in the near term. I mean, obviously that could change, but it won't change immediately because it can't.
Right.
Mathematically, as T taught us.
I just appreciate Adam Peters just doing everything the same way he described. He just does it with this polished, like, look. I've been referring to him as the gentleman. He's just the gentleman. He's walked in here. His hair is fantastic. He's got this calm, smiley ass demeanor. He treats everyone so kindly.
Yes.
He's just a man about the people, about town. He understands what we need on and off the field in that locker room. And the gentleman has stepped up here and just gathered such tremendous chaps from all these different backgrounds.
Like one of the gentlemen of Cali. You know, because I'm of course I'm stuck in the Narcos world.
He truly is.
He's like a cartel boss.
And I'm not going to say that I haven't been watching Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman has been completely badass, but that's different. That's with an E. This is with an A, sir. This ends with an M-A-N, and that's the dude I'm talking about. He seems to be the guy right now.
He's in charge,
coolly and calmly doing things that seem so reasonable, and it seems like there's a plan.
It does seem.
Let
like
me ask you guys this, because we've brought the gentleman's name up on the show. We really wanted him. I thought Queen linebacker. Why, if we have all this money, wouldn't that be a guy we would maybe throw a little bit more money at to try to get him to come? He's gone.
He's gone.
And his position, I think we filled when we picked up our guy. You know, he apparently last year his career really took off when they added Roquan. His numbers versus Roquan.
Yeah.
And
Roquan went inside and he went weak.
That was part of it, and that was part of the asking price. But I still would have taken him at any cost.
It was a $40 million contract, right?
And so maybe we just got a price. Maybe we actually have a budget that we follow. With
that would be nice.
I mean, I don't know this. I'm spitballing here, but I'm just guessing. And because no matter what we talked about last week, I didn't change my mind. That guy's a badass football player, and he certainly would have helped our team, I thought. But maybe they didn't think, dropping 36 on Louvu and watching how he plays in the box and his ability to rush the passer is a bit better, I guess. We'll see.
I will also say, again, once we got
I've heard
Frankie.
nothing but positive about Louvu.
Hold on. Once we got Louvu and Queen was still floating around out there and the Steelers and the Seahawks were fighting over him, there's that other name. And I know my ask was I wanted a like Ken Harvey, London Fletcher type of signing for this team. A really quality veteran guy who still has a little bit left in the tank, who still is going to start every single game and maybe just continue to play at a high level because he's that kind of dude. Bobby Wagner is still out there. He's a linebacker that has a history with Dan Quinn. And, we still need linebackers, if I'm being honest.
So many.
we still need so many linebackers.
We need a shit ton.
Yes, a shit ton of linebackers we still need. So, I don't think we're done getting linebackers. And Bobby Wagner is my London Fletcher, is my Ken Harvey signing of the offseason.
Well, Davis is still here, right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. He's starting at Mike. Yeah, I think that's a guy running around. And Bobby Wagner, I don't know if you guys know, but when he went back to Seattle last year, had the most tackles in 1 year he's ever had in his freaking career.
It was like 138 or something.
He's a maniac. Yeah. He's an animal. And, he played a little bit more, one more game, but so what? He's a badass.
Cody Barton did, too. He just did it after 11 yards.
Yeah, Cody Barton. Oh, Cody B. I have listen, well, at some point in the show, I think I'm going to ask it as a trivia question after a drink.
All right.
But I have a trivia question. I'm folding up this piece of paper.
Then I need to drink more.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm folding it. Everyone has to get good and twisted before I start opening up envelopes.
Here we go.
So we do have announcement at the top of the show. So we covered the fact that we are in mid panty raid. Our coaches are signing their guys. They're not deadbeats, and the salary cap space for our team will continue to be a positive story on a going forward basis because of all the things that are happening right now. And I can also announce that Robert Cohen, you, my friend, are getting a T-shirt out of the T-shirt bin.
Yes.
You are getting a T-shirt.
Congratulations.
So DM me.
T-shirt.
I know
bin.
you have. I know you are a follower. If anyone out there, if you get picked, it's at It's Raining Ken, and we will.
Hashtag slightly worn tee.
Do you regret that?
So I thought getting Twitter forever. I've never joined Facebook. I never joined Twitter. I never did any of it, and everyone was like, "Well, you're doing, Hogs Haven, you're doing this First Amendment stuff. Like, you got to get on Twitter." And I don't know what it was, but I was like, you know what? I'll join Twitter if It's Raining Ken is not taken. I'll join Twitter. And I you know what? I was shocked. I was totally shocked that it was available. So I got to stick to my word, man of my word.
Because I will say it suits you extremely well.
I appreciate that, T.
You should wear it proudly.
That's the nicest
I don't think
thing
you should
you've ever
regret
said.
it.
I don't regret it at all.
Wear it proudly, and you should make another T-shirt.
We're going to need some more T-shirts.
There you go. Another T-shirt idea.
You know what? Kevin, I thought you were bringing more T-shirts tonight.
I have the onesies.
Yeah.
I'm the onesie guy.
You are the onesie guy.
I try to create a different market from here, you crazy bastards.
All right, so anyone on the board tonight, we'll pick your name. We're about, I don't know, not any percentage through. We have plenty of t-shirts still to go. So don't worry, you guys are gonna get some t-shirts that you probably
There's even a couple dry ones this week.
yes, almost never worn.
Almost.
Let's hop right into it. Okay, let's go to we'll get these ugly guys off the screen.
Look out.
And let's start with this guy. Marcus Mariota, quarterback from University of Oregon. You'll notice a trend here. I don't like putting guys. Now we talked him up. I think Kevin and I finally became in somewhat of a consensus that he would have been a great signing when we were looking for a quarterback a couple years back,
But
3 or 4 years ago.
yes, and then even last year as a backup.
And even last year as a backup, correct.
So I'm fine with it.
That Marcus Mariota in that yellow and green, I love that Marcus Mariota. The Marcus Mariota I saw on QB.
Yeah, he's a broken down dude.
Oh my God.
Word on the street was a terrible experience. He was miserable.
It looked miserable. It was miserable to watch.
His feel bads were all hurt.
Oh God. I don't want that guy. I'm sorry. I don't
we got him.
I don't want him.
He's your
Don't.
number 8. I believe I wonder if he'll wear number 8.
I don't
we'll
think
see.
he's going to last the whole season.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's coming in to be our starter.
He's not supposed to be the starter.
He's making less than
That's
Jacoby
positive.
Brissett did. Huh?
Okay, that's good.
Dude, no, you're not signing a
He's not teaching
35-year-old
anybody how
guy.
to throw.
Yeah.
He's
Dude,
not going to teach anybody how to
Those
throw.
are old days of depressing situation. You almost put us into a full depression, bro.
What is he here
There's no
for?
way. He's
You
here
would-
to be a veteran quarterback.
You wouldn't have been out in Kensington making Swiss cheese out of cheddar if he was coming here to be our starter, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I love that reel.
I didn't even know what I was looking at, by the way.
Took me a moment.
And not just a moment. Like, I had to go back to it. I was like, I still don't get it. Like, I literally, like, a couple hours later, I was like,
All right, I'm sorry. I
What's he doing
saw
with that
that
cheese?
we signed Ertz and Eckler and
Hold on.
and Badass.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to chug.
know.
I had to call Ken and let him know.
That's true.
I know everybody else on the board would do the same.
all right, well, you said his name, so we'll throw him up there.
Calling Ken specifically.
Austin Eckler. I did get a Chubb alert in the morning from T. That was a call I got. I wasn't expecting.
I had other business. That was a secondary reason to call you, but I just thought
That was the headline.
It's fun.
That was the
Good
headline.
Lord.
It's all fun news. This thing.
Yeah.
I was driving to work, and I was like, wow, not
Yeah.
sure my day is going to be the
You're
same.
welcome.
No, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Professional running back being reunited with Anthony Lynn, his former running backs coach in San Diego. Austin Eckler, a touchdown scoring machine, a seasoned veteran with the eyeballs that you want, who can play on third down. You trust him on third down. He can pick up some other downs, but the guy catches the ball also at a very high level. He's been dinged up, but what running back who's played for as long as he hasn't been dinged up? If he's healthy,
True.
He's an impact.
His pass catching ability indicates that, as well as the signing of Mariota, and obviously we're bringing in a youngster, a little check down guy, a little safety blanket, and what better guy to have in that role at that price? This is a no brainer to me.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. He doesn't have to just be the third down guy. He can be the starter. There's some people that B-Rob needs to be the sledgehammer here,
Yep.
and let Eckler be the guy.
He's going to be an incredible
that helps him
compliment.
out. And I think it's cool. I think it's very cool for a young quarterback or a guy like Mariota, who is, the type of guy that makes plays happen in the backfield and can look for a guy like Eckler. It's pretty neat that I really like that signing in particular. I enjoyed the Austin Eckler. I didn't think we were going to go out and do it, and we did in 11 and some change or whatever it works out to be 1 year,
5 or 6
$5
million a
million
year.
for a year, yeah, whatever.
But you know what?
he's-
That's great because he can help Brian Robinson with Anthony Lynn and vice versa. Anthony Lynn can use Austin Eckler to help him with Brian Robinson.
And he's that type of cat. Eckler is a community guy. He's a pretty special dude. His little brother's a running back. He's a Colorado guy from Western Colorado, I think. And dude, his dad's in jail forever for life. It's a crazy story. His is pretty remarkable what he's done off the field specifically.
Unfortunately, he's at that age for that position where
He's 28 years old.
you're not the 3 down back anymore. But he brings to the table that special element of catching the ball out of the backfield, and that's why he's going to be a great complement to what you said is the hammer, right? Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
because he's hitting a stride. This is going to be a year. I think he kind of like takes it to an even
hope
another
so.
level. Bringing Eckler in, I think it's brilliant.
So,
And I remember you specifically.
he's a great player.
The fantasy guru we have that when we opened up against them, that's all you could talk about. Eckler,
158 catches,
how potent he can be.
over 2 seasons. I mean, that's a lot. But the other thing about it is, you say he's not a 3-down back anymore, and that's not what we hired him to do.
Correct.
But they also said Terry Allen wasn't a 3-down back anymore. They also said Ernest Biner wasn't a 3-down back anymore. They said
It's a different game from when those guys played. But my point is,
it was harder. You could argue it was more physical.
But my point is that he's special.
We don't want him to be that guy.
We don't want him to be
But he
that guy.
can't. I think
but he has
he
a
could be.
special element to his game that is going to be able to allow him to extend his career in that position much longer than being a 3-down back. Now he can take, he's going to give Brian the spells, from time to time, the breaks, but he's also going to be used strategically in the passing game, and that's going to be huge.
We targeted him. Anthony Lynn wanted his guy because there's running back market has been crazy. Obviously, you have your Saquons and Josh Jacobs moving teams. You have Derrick Henry signing with the Ravens today. Top line guys getting top money around the DeAndre Swift signed right away. And Aaron Jones became available. He signed a big deal with Minnesota. So there's very good professional running backs finally getting paid in free agency. It was starting to become a thing. And so $6 million a year for Austin Eckler. To say we could do worse would be, understating it. I don't think we were ever going after Saquon or Josh Jacobs or those guys. Joe Mixon became. A lot of these guys.
Saquon was only $12 million a year, for crap's sake.
I know.
And he said
It sucks to be a running
how
back
dirty
right
is
now.
that?
It's so dirty
know.
because you're
It
gonna be like,
sucks.
here's $12 million a year. By the way, I want to give you the ball like 30 times. if I can.
Sledgehammer. The New York, Philadelphia sledgehammer. You are good. Yeah, but I know. I mean, Eckler getting half that is kind of crazy. It seems like a lot for Eckler, but you know what? For what we got right now and what he's going to do, he is going to be a good fit for us. A good fit.
Yeah. Well, you look at the interior offensive linemen in this free agency have gotten about $10 million or so on average per year, and it's been or more, and it's been a big year for interior offensive linemen, and that started a while back. That started 4, 5, 6 years ago. But so if the best running backs are getting $10 to $12 million annually on these deals, and the best interior offensive linemen who are doing the grunt work for these running backs are getting about the same. I think you're starting to see a little equilibrium there. I mean, obviously, your top of the line wide receivers are over 20.
Divas.
Yeah, exactly. Your top of the line tackles, obviously, they're over 20. Quarterbacks are over
Badasses.
20. Absolutely. Defensive linemen over 20, or I should say,
Badasses.
corners, the best corners,
Divas.
right around that, and the best linebackers. Like Brian Burns just got paid like a mother up in New York. And so we weren't going to be the team. We've already said before, Peters specifically, and since T brought him up, Eugene Chen, they both
I did this
like
time. I whispered
young
it.
running backs. That's what they want, and they're right. Get 4 years of a 20-year-old's prime for a rookie contract, and get the best one you can get.
This Eckler deal is a 1-year deal, from what I've understood.
I completely
it's a
agree
1-year
with you.
deal. He's here for 1 year, and listen, we're going out and getting a young running back in this draft. You've talked about it a bunch. It's come up. I've now researched
This year
it.
or next
It's,
year.
obviously,
It's
And-
100%.
and It's what we're gonna do. So
All right, let's hit another guy. I think we just
Well, let's not hit him. Let's welcome him.
All right. Well, if I can. All right, here we go. We're gonna get rid of. We're not getting rid of him. We're gonna put him off. And then how about this guy? We talked about him. Out of Kansas, straight out of Kansas. Arm on the ground. He does it with his arm on the ground. He does it standing up. He can do it both ways. Dorian Armstrong, 3 years, $33 million deal, a maximum of $45 million. Kevin, I'll let you talk to that in a second. But Dorian Armstrong had 16 sacks, 17 tackles for a loss over the past 2 seasons. He has a great pressure rate, and I think the question's going to be, and it's not a question. It's wait and see and find out how they're going to use him, because they're going to use him in multiple ways. But listen, he's not breaking the bank. B, he's shown talent on the field, and C, he's going to get an opportunity to do more for us than he previously got. How old is he? 26. I could have that wrong.
I'm gonna really piss off our Kansas fans. I'm sorry.
Are your
I'm gonna say
Kansas
sorry.
fans?
Our Kansas fans, our fans from Kansas that are
Yeah, he's 26.
Kansas fans.
We have a lot
watching
of
us
them
right now.
Yep, I got
I'm
you.
gonna make them upset.
Okay.
It does not make me feel good that we have 2 Kansas alum on our defense. I don't know.
All right, that's okay. You're
guys
allowed to.
with
You're
that?
allowed to.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Kansas football players.
We had a great corner from Stephen Austin. I don't think anyone was looking for a guy on their team to be from
we didn't
Stephen
have
Austin.
2 of them.
Where did Mark Mosley go? Stephen F. Austin? I have no idea.
5 guys.
I have no
Five guys.
idea.
He owns that whole son of a bitch.
The guy looks the part. He's played well. He's been in a good defense. That is Dan Quinn's defense. He was
Under
rotational.
Joe Witt, under Dan
Under
Quinn.
Joe Witt, yeah.
This dude is from Texas.
Yep.
Born and raised in Texas. Playing for
Makes
the
me
Cowboys.
feel better.
Playing for the Cowboys. Sitting there ready to pounce on whatever opportunities come his way. Earning it over the years. And he's coming here. It says a lot, I think, about the gentlemen that are coming here with them.
Yep.
Also, our ability to have a big-ass checkbook. But to come play within this system, under Joe Witt as the new DC, under Dan Quinn as the new head coach, I don't mind it. It's not like it used to be. You see Saquon going from the Giants to the Eagles. This is not the days of the NFC East where you had to run through the East. We play 17 games now. 6 of them are within conference. It's almost 1/3 when it used to be half your season. It's become of less importance, in my opinion, that these guys are between. Do I want a Cowboy? No. Do I like it? No. But this is business. These guys are in their second year.
Yep.
This is a badass signing, I think. For this amount of money. I hope he gets to his max at 45, which I have no idea what the hell it means. I just know this. The gentleman is making lots of deals laden with incentives.
Miguel.
Because,
Rodriguez.
Everyone's contract says X, blah, blah, blah.
You will not make more than 45 million.
Prove
with a
to us
max.
you should stay.
With a max.
Yeah,
right.
but they
Perfect.
get maxed out.
Cool.
Sidebar question for the board and for you guys, because you said it. 17 games, soon to be 18. I've been saying it for a long time. It's 100% going to be 18 games very, very soon. If that's the case, then 1/3 of your games are divisional games. My question to you and my question to the board, should the division winner get an automatic berth to the playoffs, or will the NFL go to a best 6 or 7 teams in the conference?
I've always been, you win your division, you go.
Of course.
Well, I also have always thought that. I mean, it's just.
What the hell is the point in playing your division?
Yeah,
Well, the owners will never let that go, obviously. But you said the counterpoint, initially, which is it's becoming less and less a part of the season. And so, should it matter that, like, if you can mop up in your division, but you're getting dominated, whatever. We've seen.
Right.
The questions, when it's 18 games, especially, you're going to see that stat on a Sports Center or some show about some team who's like second place in a mediocre division, but should be in the playoffs. I don't know. Let's go. We don't have to spend too much time there, but let's see. Greg says,
I'm trying to do my Price is Right bit.
If not going to have a division winner in playoffs, why play division twice? Understood. I agree. Ken Harris says, as long as you have divisions, you must reward the winner. We are in agreement, sir.
You've been rewarded.
I've been rewarded.
Yes.
So I think we're all in agreement.
Who do we hate the most in this league?
For marketing
We hate
purposes,
the
you
Giants,
can't get
the
away with
Eagles,
divisions.
and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
F them.
Historically,
right?
we always have.
That's what makes it
No,
fun
I like
for
it.
me.
It is fun.
Why would you get rid of that?
I personally wouldn't.
What's wrong with you?
But you do hear the point Kevin made, which is there's right now 11, soon to be 12 other games that are very, very less significant value in terms of playoffs when it comes down to it. But I digress. Let's get back to the goodness of Dorian Armstrong. We'll take him down. How about this guy,
Or
Tyler?
Dorrance. How about we take Dorrance down? We'll leave Dorian.
What did I
wherever the hell we
say?
want. Dorian.
I said Dorian. You know what? I've been trying to say that.
You're getting crazy with the IA. It's Dorrance.
Dorrance. How about Tyler?
Dorrance Armstrong.
I just know he's
Biotish.
happy. he's not-
Biotish. I think you nailed that one.
I think he's happy
Biotish.
he's not in Kansas anymore. I think
There you go.
That's just it. I think.
But
But you do want a Wisconsin offensive lineman
There
team.
you go.
I would
knew that
love
was
one of
coming.
those.
As many as you can get.
As many as you can get. or
Especially-
Iowa, or
Especially if their parents are dairy farmers from Wisconsin.
yes.
Well, they are.
Well, oh my God, this is like this has been written somewhere.
And Ken wants pictures of the daughter, which is super creepy.
Listen. I said if you lead a paragraph that says
His
both
daughter
parents
or
were
his
dairy
sister?
farmers, dairy farmer family says probably hot daughters. That's all. I made one simple comment.
You said
That's a
milkers.
weird statement.
You said milkers before.
Well,
Milkers.
that's what their parents are.
Okay, things got
Professional.
weird,
They
guys.
are professional. There's Tyler Biadish, our new starting center. By the way, anyone who saw the name and then like, oh, we picked up a guy who's going to compete for the center job this year. Nope. He is your starting center in 2024.
He's a Pro Bowler.
I understand, but I felt like it was weird that people were like, "Oh, so is he
I
going to
did
start?"
bring him up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you did. Ooh, that was a little poo-pooing. Not like stinky poo-poo. Just I
I didn't feel the love from you guys when I brought him up 2 weeks ago. Really, I
didn't know much about centers at all at that time, in the least. But
I just I'd read an article at that time, and
Craig said his ad was like 4 times louder than the broadcast. That's old school, dude. That's like 90s stuff when you're watching TV and the commercials would come on and they'd be blasting. Is that where we're at? And are we broadcasting in the 90s?
I hope so.
Are we using the wrong programs?
well, there was an act passed by Congress called the Com Act
God.
that got commercials lowered because remember when the commercials came on, and
But
they were
not
louder?
for YouTube apparently.
But yes, no, there's a
goodness
jurisdictional
sake.
problem there.
Excellent citing of the call.
Just wanted to, share with you guys some legal work that I've been working on.
All right,
Bang.
T brought up a federal act. Everyone drink.
Was that on your bingo card?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, we learned something. Drink.
I aim to
Tyler Biadish.
educate.
All right, so the guy, he can play. He's going to play. He's going to be our starter. Let me get to my page about Tyler Biadish. We signed him $30 million over 3 years. The 26-year-old center, son of dairy farmers, former fourth round pick out of Wisconsin. He did get a Pro Bowl nod in 2022. Again, there's a reason why we have him in a Wisconsin jersey because we don't show anyone in a jersey from
With a
that
star on
place in Texas. But the guy can play center, and Dan Quinn wanted him, and Dan Quinn got him.
I've played quarterback before, and I would like a guy like that in front of me.
1,299.
We're clipping the F out of that.
1,299 snaps.
Makes you feel good.
50 pressures.
Yep,
4 sacks.
not bad at all.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. You know why? Because we got our ass sacked all the time last year. He never lets anyone sack the quarterback. So keep that shit up, Tyler.
I mean, we basically had 5 Mater D's on the offensive line, just showing defensive players straight to the backfield, sir.
They were ushers.
Here you go.
Actually.
Ushers works as well.
They showed them their way.
They ushered them in.
ushered
All right,
them to
I'm
the
down with
backfield.
that. You can usher.
As the fans got tipped.
Yes, there was all kinds of. We got sack tapped.
He did.
But the center, I mean, you know me. I want the center. You said you want to have that guy in the center. That's the guy you have to have.
That's who you want.
We're going to see about this guy. He's 26
He makes
years
you feel
old.
warm and comfortable and safe.
We've had terrible luck at center for so long. Let's just see if this guy can really
Drink.
get it
T
done.
feels safe.
He feels safe.
Where's the cheddar?
Already?
That's what I've been worried about all
Talking
night.
about centers?
I had all that cheese.
Where's the
man.
cheddar? That, by the way, that's a t-shirt. Where's the cheddar? How about this guy? Again,
he's happy.
I could have put him. I mean, he
like
didn't play in
happy
Dallas.
people.
That was a U.S. Army All-American Under Armour game. Appreciate your service, sir, in that high school
Attaboy,
All-Star game.
Nick.
But the guy, he is a big dude. He plays all over the place. 3 years, $16 million. Obviously, has 3 Super Bowls, but mostly Nick Allegretti, my Italian paisan. He's a versatile offensive lineman. He's taken snaps at left tackle, left guard, center, right guard. He's played inline tight end where he caught
Thick six.
a touchdown pass.
Thick six. Thick six.
I don't know anything about this guy other than what you just said, and what I know about him now is he's a badass athlete.
All the things we just said.
Who is the size of
Yeah.
a lineman. He may not be the master of anything, but you need guys that
He's the master of his domain, I heard.
you need a jack of all trades sometimes.
Yep.
How about he played his ass off in the Super Bowl, all the while knowingly with a torn UCL. Dude, I mean, come on, man. This guy is just he's talking about leadership and shit, and he can't wait to come here and make a difference. Well, I'm buying it. I'm buying
Did you
it.
see how happy he looked?
Yeah, he's thrilled. But that was his high school picture. But
Yeah,
he seemed
that
pumped.
just seems like a very positive,
A guy that likes
He's much
to
bigger now.
Have fun.
badass. So let's do it.
Again,
Cool.
a position of need. We said we needed 3 new starting offensive linemen.
I know.
I don't know if Allegretti is necessarily going to start. He might.
No, he's starting.
He's going to have a
all
chance.
Day starting.
We need offensive
Which
linemen.
I've said for
We'll
weeks.
see what we get in the
that Wiley was going to be a guard because Wiley's a guard, and Wiley's a guard. He's a guard. Wiley's a guard, but
Wiley
right
a
now it
guard?
looks like he's a goddamn tackle.
Now it looks
Now it looks
he's
like
looking
he's
like
a
a
right
tackle. He might be a swing tackle if we get, depending on how good we do in the draft.
Well, let's
see. Tell me from the board, or you guys, did Jonah Williams, the tackle from Cincinnati, did he get signed yet by anybody?
No.
He's not on my radar.
As of today, no, it's not me either. Just because I've been checking the tracking list.
I haven't
Before
seen
left
it.
here, I
Jonah
didn't see it.
Jackson did get signed.
That's too many Jonas for me.
There was multiple Jonah free agents.
I'm totally effed. So,
You actually you have to go up to at least 3 before you can be done.
yeah, well, the whale, so I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could, I think.
no, well,
if it was up-
and the whale.
And the whale. That's
The
right.
whale
If
ate
it was
that-
up to me,
the whale ate that motherfucker.
they're both. We have. I mean, Allegretti is, or I should say, Biotis is looking whale-esque. If you go after Jonah and you draft a tackle in the draft, then you have 3 tackles, and that's pretty damn good. If Wiley's your third tackle, I think you're doing okay. I don't think we were doing that good last year. Either way,
No, I mean, Wiley's capable of starting at tackle. I'm just shell shocked about last year, and I think everyone here understands why. So I don't need to get into that. I just, he was serviceable at tackle, but shit, he just seems guardy to me.
he's very, very guardy. All right, so another Italian. Allegretti and Cosmi, do they come from the same town in Italy?
They do not.
They do not. Okay. All right. How about this guy? Brandon McManus. I was looking for a good picture of him, and I found this.
What?
That's his face.
The hell
They made a Brandon McManus
are you
swimsuit.
doing?
That's a Brandon McManus swimsuit. That's our new kicker. I listen. The guy is getting $3.5 million. He's 1,000 years old. He's in his 30s. I don't know how old he is, but he's been in the league for a while. He's a veteran kicker, and his face is on
I've
a bathing
never
suit.
heard of him.
Really, Brandon McManus? You never heard of him? I mean, he's been a pro for a long time. He's actually a pretty
never
good
heard of
kicker.
him.
He made
I don't know if I'll ever forget
McManus?
him though. Now that I've seen him on a swimsuit, like
He's been around for
He
a
won
while.
He won a Super Bowl
with Denver.
50.
Yeah,
So he went to North Penn High School, right outside Philly.
Ah.
He's a Philly guy. Like I like where all these guys are from, except for not so much Brendan McManus, but I like where he's at now. Went to North Penn, then went to Temple, all-time leading scorer at Temple. So you probably, well, how old is he? I was going to guess at some point
I
you
don't
might
think I
have.
covered
I think
it.
he's
No, I
32.
didn't cover it.
I think he's 32.
Well,
Maybe I did.
But the thing about him is he's third in the league with 45 field goals of over 50 yards.
over 50, which is a big ass deal.
That's a
That's huge,
huge deal. Only Justin Tucker and Matt Prater are better with him.
that's
now,
it? You're talking about possible Hall of Fame
Yeah.
kickers.
Yeah. So I mean, and obviously,
Only you would find that picture.
well, I was looking for ways to put our guys on the screen without putting them in jerseys from teams they used to play for.
Yeah, no,
And-
I just figured you were taking a break from
appreciate it.
downloading the other pictures.
No, I appreciate the effort you went through.
Yeah. That's a picture of our kicker. I think that should be the picture of our kicker. Anytime
Sort
we
of.
talk about McManus,
Yeah.
that's what we're going with.
Super hot Brandon McManus photo. Enter.
How about this super hot photo? A defensive end, someone who can rush the passer, Clellan Ferrell. We loved him out of Clemson in the draft. We did not get him. He went to Oakland, I believe,
Yes,
the
he
Raiders. He comes in on yet another of our many 1-year deals, 2-year deals.
1 year, but yes, terms have not been disclosed as of
Hasn't lived up
3
to
hours ago.
Sure.
Hasn't lived up to his draft.
No.
Well, I think
status.
you know what? I'm not trying to defend, being an apologist for Clellan Ferrell. he played really. He shined and showed out on a very, very, very talented college football team where like every single player was going to the NFL for the most part. And it's hard. You're going to be a first round. If you're a defensive lineman on a national championship stud team, you're going to get drafted top in the first round. You're going to get either exposed or you're going to continue being one of the best players on the field. I don't think he's been exposed. He's still in the league. He's still getting contracts. He's coming to play with the teammate from that 2018 national championship team, KJ Henry. And you know what? No one's
I'm
more.
all right with 2 Clemson dudes.
No one's more. There you go.
And
Okay.
multiple Alabama dudes.
Well, we got those.
Multiple Kansas dudes. I don't know. I'm still hung up on that one.
Man, we just lost everyone in Kansas.
All our Kansas fans are gone.
For God's sake.
Oh,
What do you think
that's
about
okay.
Clellan?
I'm looking forward to him and his particular skill set to thrive here, where a guy like Dan Quinn and Joe Witt have found a way to make these guys extremely useful on the field. Anyone that can rush the passer gets an opportunity.
He's got length, too.
And it seems like Dallas was everywhere last year. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to look great in burgundy and gold. So,
Clellan, and again, talking about positions, I mean, we gave up 2 pretty good ones last year in Young and Sweat, at least in terms of young talented players. So to be able to replenish with not Dorian but
Dorrance, man,
Armstrong and Clellan Farrell. It'll be interesting because KJ Henry obviously was having himself an end of the season last year. He enters
Started showing out.
He's the likely starter, but with a former teammate, we'll see how that works. Clellan Farrell.
I like the way Henry was playing at the end of the year.
He was playing fine. He was playing great. I mean, that defensive line at the end. I mean, we talked about it for years, at least the last couple years, about the difference when Chase Young was on the field and off the field, and it was like this elephant in the room. Like, wait, is Chase Young?
Why are we playing
not
better
good?
without Chase?
Yeah, why are we playing better without Chase? Why are guys where they're supposed to be? And I mean, it's a fine line. Like Sean Taylor, Greg Williams was famously, quoted as talking about Sean Taylor. He said, he's a rookie. I don't give guys freedom. But he just goes on instinct, and goddamn, if he's not next to the ball on every single play because he just knows. So he gets to do whatever he wants. Now, there's guys who are that good all the way to the end of college who are so good they can do whatever they want. And when you get to the NFL, there's only a few Sean Taylors. So, it remains to be seen if we got guys who have that kind of a nose. But, you're just not. Again, it's just a fine line of being the best guy, and then all of a sudden you get to the NFL and you're not the best guy. Let's see. We also got this guy. Let's see. I wanted to put this guy up. This is our next guy. I mean, we got to go with him. Frankie. My cousin Frankie. He looks very Italian there. Pretty sure he's from Brooklyn, right off the boat from Sicily.
I will tell you that he's not. His father's Fijian, his mother is Samoan, and he's a badassian football player. And his physicality and his nose for the ball. He's just a dude, like you just talked about Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near the athlete, and who is, but he just gets it done. You got to watch his highlight tape. He just get him mic'd up. If you guys can check that out, Frankie Louvu mic'd up. Oh, man, he's going to bring a ton to this defense. That C is on his chest for a reason.
I saw some pundits today talking about him who knew more about him than I did, who could not say more positive things about him and how he's going to fit, and that I don't know if he's, the best we could get, but I have this feeling he's the guy you were sort of talking about.
He's a perfect fit.
They went and got him.
To me, he's filling that role you were looking for, Ken, to be the next long-term, sort of.
Well, he can be but he's not the 30-plus-year-old veteran guy, the Bobby Wagner type.
No,
but he
could become that.
He could be a great player on a team. 3 years, maximum value of $36 million. Another maximum number there for you. Becomes our Mike, and at the same time,
he's not our Mike. He's gonna play outside.
He's gonna play outside.
I mean, he's gonna play strong. He's not a Mike. He's not a Mike. He's not a runner. He is not a guy in space. He's not a travel guy. In fact, the one bad thing about him, he runs a 4.84.
Yeah, he's not slow.
But I mean, he's not. But his football speed is different. And watch him rush the passer. The reason why he chose us over going back to Carolina, who desperately wanted him, you can tell why, as he's in that photograph. The ability of Dan Quinn to utilize his linebackers as pass rushers. He loves rushing the passer.
If we signed Bobby, would Bobby be the mic?
Jamin's at the mic right now.
Jamin would say he would say the mic.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now, who knows what the hell Joe Witt's going to do? We don't freaking know. I'm just talking about what
I'm repeating. I'm just repeating things.
Whatever.
The best
I'll defer to
defenses
you.
I've ever
I'll defer to you.
seen, the best defense I've ever seen and followed and really studied are the ones that are the most aggressive.
Yeah, and you watch him on the edge, he's very aggressive. So he can set the edge. He plays amazingly well in his space. Not a coverage guy. He's not going to drop back and do that. He's not a guy that's going to he gets to the ball sideline to sidelines with his instincts and his ability to play with he's mentally ahead of the game, but he's an undrafted guy because of his skill set.
He played his way into the ability to be in this position. He was, like you said, undrafted in 2018 with the Jets. Right. Carolina brought him in as a reserve.
Special teamer.
Once you've reached the level of his play and his production, whether he was drafted or not.
Well, we're talking about 2 seasons, T. He had 111 tackles, 7 sacks, pick 6, and 4 passes defended in 2021. In 2022, and then last season he had 125 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 11 quarterback hits. The guy is he's a very, very high level pass rushing linebacker. But the thing is, he has 2 years of high production, and obviously Carolina wanted to continue getting more out of him. But our coaching staff went and got this guy. I believe. I don't think this is who's the best guy we can get that would want us. I think this is a futures play. This guy has all the makings to be a player in this league, not just in our system, but he has staying power. And if he continues on the trajectory that he's been on the last couple of years, not only is he going to get a lot of tackles against the run, but he's going to he defends the pass very, very well. And he gets after the quarterback. And I mean, what else in the world could you possibly ask from a guy?
I think this is who I'm most excited about.
Without a doubt.
I think this made me the most pumped. This guy is a dude, and this is the type of guy. Yeah, seriously, just Swiss Army knife and everything. Nice. The guy he's just a badass football. Yep. He loves it, man. You can just see he eats it up, every aspect of it.
We have 2 signings since day one. So this wraps up our first day, but we kind of in the last couple days, 12 to 20 hours, picked up this guy. Now this is an interesting cat. Once again, I'm putting him in his college jersey, but that's Dante Fowler Jr., top 5 pick in the NFL draft, stud SEC pass rushing.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida. The guy can play. He ain't spring chicken. But we didn't sign him to an 8-year deal. He's coming in to play, I think, as much to continue playing in the league as it is for him to play with Dan Quinn and Joe Witt, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Those go hand in hand. He's continuing to get opportunity to play. He wants to play for his guys, and his guys want him to play for them. I think when I was looking for pictures for Dante Fowler, and I didn't want to put him in a Dallas jersey or some of these other jerseys he's played in, you remember him when he played for the Falcons. You remember him when he played for a couple teams around the league, including Dallas. You remember him as a Florida Gator. He's a specimen. He's a different cat because, and that's why you get drafted, number 3 overall?
Yep.
That's why. He's an absolute prototype athlete. Now, he's played a hell of a lot of linebacker in the league at a high level, and that does not do the body right. But he could easily come in and contribute at a high level for this defense.
Pass rush by committee. We obviously aren't picking some dude and paying him 50. We're getting about 6 dudes and giving them 50, and I don't mind it. Especially year 1. Let's see what happens. Let's see if any of this shit sticks. See who can stick around. If not, no harm, no foul. Why not have a guy like this who's he knows Dan Quinn and Joe Witt are going to put him in a position to succeed. They're not going to bring him here to drop back and screen coverage on 3rd and deep. No, you are going that way, sir. You're never going that way.
But also to go back to your point, you opened the show with Ken. He's bringing in his guys. He's bringing in right after that.
Then I said the huge
right before that. So right in that area, you were talking about how people were concerned that he was bringing in his guys, the guys that he's been with, and that Rivera got sort of criticized for that. But as a coach, you want to bring these guys in, not because they're going to be starters and studs from day one, but they've been through it. So they're going to help the guys who haven't been through it, who don't know the verbiage, who haven't played in this system.
Yep.
You got to have those guys on the squad to help.
That's right.
The actual starters that we may not be on our roster right now and haven't been in the system. So you got to bring those guys in.
We've been in this situation so many times. Think about it. Over the last 20 plus years, how many coaching changes have we had? In addition to all the positive energy around new owner, new front office, new this, new that, we're still in like the honeymoon period of like the awesomeness of the newness. But at the same time, there's also like the grind of the newness. Like you got to have guys who can speak the language. You got to have guys who know what the coach means when he says, this and that. You got to have guys who can be like, by the way, don't do that. Don't like to tell the players.
Exactly. When you
all
come
that
back,
stuff has to happen.
When you have your rep and you go back in line behind that guy, he can turn to you and go, okay, next time you don't do that.
That's
Here's
right.
what you do. And he's getting the coaching in real time as they're happening.
And he's getting $6 million to do
Coach
it.
can only be so many places. Can only see you in the film room, so often. So I mean, to have those guys to be able to be like, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it while it's happening. I mean, that's why you bring them in.
Yep.
And remember the old vet? They're like, "Hey, your balls are hanging out. Whop! We're gonna lose this week."
Well, they were all making like $15,000 a year, like and they were working in the off season at the Chicken Shack. Now it's like you go to a guy like Bobby Wagner, or you go to a guy like that, and you're like, "Hey, listen, I'm going to give you like $7 million this year, $7 million." And what we need you to do, it's like Moneyball when Brad Pitt, went to David Justice, and it's like, hey, here's what we need. I need you to tell these kids what the hell is going on because they don't want to hear it from me, and they will listen to you. And I'm giving you $7 million. Like, what else do you want? Like, you're not gonna all of a sudden be the greatest linebacker of all time or the greatest this or that of all time, but I'm gonna give you $7 million. Help a brother out. So the growing pains of a new coaching staff. Yeah. It's not just like the honeymoon is great. Obviously, honeymoons are awesome, and the honeymoon is still going on
for these guys, for this staff. A lot of them, they're all figuring each other out.
That's
they're
right.
From a million different backgrounds.
That's right. And all of that is going to show itself. Fresh players, fresh coaches. I mean, this is square one. Fresh, inviting,
fresh out of the bag, baby.
So exciting to me. All right, we got one more.
Mentos.
One more?
Fresh means fresher.
Sorry. Jeremy Chin. We'll see if I missed one.
Is there no relation to Eugene?
Chen?
That's, dude, seriously. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's Chin.
I heard Chin.
Chinn, Jeremy Chin. Nephew of?
It's not Eugene, is it?
Steve Atwater. Hall of Fame safety.
That might have been one of the greatest possible answers of who you could be nephews with if you're going to play safety for us.
Shout out, by the way. Shout out to Serge, our friend Serge, who texted me that right before the show. He's like, Jeremy Chin is the nephew of Steve Atwater, the Hall of Fame safety from Denver who lost to us in the Super Bowl.
That's ridiculous.
So the guy, I mean, look at this guy. I love it. I mean, he plays safety. Again, another 26-year-old, I believe, who... Southern Illinois Salukis, I believe.
Salukis, man.
Yeah, he's
Southern Illinois. Shout out Brandon Hampton.
There you go.
I'm just saying, coach some ball with that youngster. He's still out there getting it done.
He's gonna play for us.
And guess what? Who did he finish second to in Rookie of the Year when it was awarded his rookie year?
Jeremy Chin.
Yes. Finished second.
Give me the
Rookie of the Year, all rookie team.
Give me the year. Give me the year.
Well,
is it possible?
This is his
fourth year, so like 2020.
So Chase.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good job.
Only finished behind the one and only Chase Young.
Jeremy Chin had a good one.
A bit similar to Chase's production numbers level has fallen off a tad bit, but the dude is still a badass.
Paul Western is a Southern Illinois Saluki fan.
There you go.
But Greg also thought he was Asian. I don't believe he's Asian. He's nephews of Steve Atwater, and I'll tell you right now,
like many of us, his chin has double ends on the end of it.
Yes, I don't know that many. Even though my last name ends in a vowel, people don't look at me and they're like, "Hey, you must be from Italy." They're like, "No." They're like, "Hey, you must be from somewhere where there's no sun." That's what I get.
And
most
why
of
is
the
your
time.
ass so hairy?
And what's going on? Italy has a lot of sun.
damn.
That can't possibly be where you're from.
Hairy
God
ass
damn
son of a bitch.
So I believe. Did I miss anybody?
Are you familiar with Tyler Ott
Ertz?
and Zach Ertz?
So Zach Ertz. I didn't put Zach Ertz in there because we talked about him.
Yeah, he was.
I feel like we talked about him. But
yeah, we did.
all right, but Zach Ertz, I don't think we brought him in to be our main squeeze, so to
Let's
speak,
see how it
at
works
tight
out.
end.
No,
Badass.
we all know it's a 1 year Netflix and chill
Yeah,
scenario.
it's a Netflix and chill scenario with Zach Ertz. He's a professional. We had an old tight end last year. We got an old tight end this
He
year.
could be very productive,
Of course he can. And
but he's not going to get 1,000. He's going to get like 450 and like 4. I mean, come on.
tight ends are going to get targeted.
Yeah.
I hope that he's not the only tight end that we have to throw
We'll
to.
see. I think there's going to be more than that.
I hope so because the guy's a stud.
Other guy.
Tyler Ott,
Tyler Ott.
Harvard grad,
Yes.
long snapper.
How many Harvard guys do you want on your team?
At least 2.
Okay.
All right.
I want more Harvard guys than Kansas guys.
Really?
How about that?
Okay, now we're just uncovering some serious baggage.
He
but-
just came down. He just came down from Baltimore.
OTT.
But he was in Seattle the previous 5 years with who?
Dan Quinn.
Our special teams coordinator, Larry Izzo.
Oh,
so
sure.
This guy was our special team coordinator's guy in Seattle throughout the tournament.
Related to Tom Izzo?
I you know what? We're gonna have to call Serge, who seems
Serge.
to know who
Are
the
they
hell-
related? I know Serge is watching. He might be like passed out on the couch right now.
I thought for sure it would have to be some type of relation, but
Does
I've never
Serge
heard
work
it.
for one of those like companies that does the DNA?
No, he's not allowed to touch any DNA. He has been banned
That
by
was-
the court
that
of
was-
law.
I thought it was by DNA.
He has to,
DNA
yes,
decided
he has
that.
to stay 50 feet away from all DNA at all
Is
times.
this why he knows this stuff?
He knows, and he deserves a shout out. He sends a lot of nuggets over, and he gets super excited, and he'll text me on Tuesday morning and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about tonight," and he tells me like, I mean, it's great. So love you, Serge. And the great nugget by about Steve Atwater's nephew joining.
Keep
our
bringing
squad.
him, Serge.
Yes, and also we'll see you soon. We don't see him on the board because I don't know if he's capable of typing incomplete, coherent sentences at this point at time on a Tuesday night. He takes Tuesdays even more seriously than we do, is my understanding. I mean, I don't know how that's possible.
Oh, God bless him.
Yeah, God bless
That
him.
means Wednesdays take him more seriously than they do us too.
All right, so there you have it. After a full 36 hours of tampering, we have the makings of a free agent haul. And now I tried. I'm not going to put it up because it's meaningless. I tried to pull a salary cap picture of what we have. I know there's people who have estimated how much salary cap space we've taken up. I think that the answer is no matter which way you slice it in terms of who we've signed versus how much money we have a shit ton of money left still.
Yeah.
So I do believe, based on how it's going, especially not signing a guy like Patrick Queen, not going after some of these wide receivers.
This has made a dent.
We're denting.
A small dent.
We're denting, but we're also, I think we're rolling. I think you're going to see us roll some money. We rolled, if I'm not mistaken, about $12 million from last year into this year in salary cap space, which I had no idea that we did that. So thank you, Ron Rivera. And it created, obviously, a lush scenario for us in terms of funds available. So I do believe we'll roll that forward. And again, you look at these players and you look at our roster as on the whole, and there's just not a lot of long-term commitments. I mean,
None of this is damaging to our future rebuilding.
This is like first and second girlfriends. Like this whole team is like your second girlfriend. Maybe it's going to work out, but maybe it won't be.
I imagine we'll break up with half of them before next year.
We're going to break up like a
They're like
mofo.
They're like Gamars, though.
They're like what?
But there's a couple I'd like to keep. And
are.
Biotish, Luvu.
I think Greg Martin said his bet was Biotish would be the one on this team the longest. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would like, well, whatever. You can see, obviously, Armstrong, Biotish, and Luvu through the 3 years,
Yep.
and Allegretti. I mean, the main goal is to have all of them here for
It won't be Austin Eckler. It likely will be Brandon McManus.
No.
And it's
Now, the
certainly
1 year guys are obviously serviceable for 1 year. I mean, we're not trying to prepare and see if Mariota is our future guy.
No.
I just don't like it. I don't.
I like Marcus Mariota. I do.
I like him as
a person.
I think he played
As an
23
artist.
snaps for the
Nice
Eagles this year.
human
If he
being.
played 23 snaps for us this year, that'd be fine with me too.
Yeah.
He's a great human being. He's
I don't care. I mean, I do care about him as a human being.
Quarterback that he used to be. And
Well, when you're 34 years old,
last year was really
you're not
hard
the
to
quarterback you
watch.
used to be.
That was really hard to.
I
thought he was just done with football.
I think he thought he was done with football. I think
maybe he
his
should've
quote was he was like, I just want it to be fun again. I just want to like have fun playing football again. So he came here to have fun.
I tell you,
All right.
Mr. Honolulu, Hawaii, you're really gonna love the shit.
It's gonna be so good, so much fun. I will tell you that I think the signing of Marcus Mariota does not tip our hand.
No.
It doesn't mean Sam Howell is not coming back as a starter next year. It doesn't mean we're not drafting a quarterback at number 2 overall. It doesn't mean we're not trading back 5 spots and taking a quarterback.
And it doesn't mean we're specifically drafting Jaden Daniels. I don't know how those two things coincide.
That's right.
I don't understand how people have listened. But
everyone is making assumptions, and I still think, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say what I still want more than anything else, more than any player available in this draft, any single one.
Perplexing.
We have got to trade back. We've got to move. I think we should be targeting the F out of Minnesota. They signed Sam Darnold, the walking boner killer of a quarterback that just runs around the league and is like, I'm just killing boners
Kind of.
all over the place.
Yeah, no, it's sad. He is.
It is. Yeah. And he's not. He's an athletic, good-looking dude who's just killing boners. He's
tell
just
you right now,
killing boners all over the
never
place.
put my boner in a position to be killed by Sam Darnold.
Well, Minnesota just did. Justin
to protect
Jefferson.
yourself.
Justin Jefferson is
And what if he
unable to
came
get
here?
bonered right
that
now.
would have been difficult if he had come here. That would probably be an impossible feat.
I'd be singing a different song if he came here, I suppose. But at the end of the day,
Killing
Minnesota
is pretty final.
Minnesota did not sign Sam Darnold to start for them next year. I don't believe that at all. I think that's.
I don't think anybody signed Sam Darnold to start, and eventually he ends up starting.
and he does.
It's sad. That's why I don't want him here. That's also why I don't want Mariota here. But I'll get off of it. Sorry.
Mariota, but he's not threatening anyone. I think Darnold still has just enough left for someone to be like, let's give Sam a chance. I don't think Marcus Mariota is getting through a week of practice and you're like, you know what? I think he's our best guy. I don't see that happening.
I think he might have thrown that one 30 yards. Son of a bitch.
He still got it. That guy still got it. So I want us to be camped out. I think Adam Peters and Eugene Shen and everyone's got to go to Minnesota and start whining and dining and getting ready to potentially.
No.
You are sick.
What's going on?
Sick
No.
mother. What are you talking about?
happening?
They're not going to 69 MT. Don't worry. That's not happening. Kevin was just in a terrible headspace.
People in Minnesota right now are aghast.
We've lost Kansas and we've lost Minnesota.
And
tonight.
apparently Swiss cheese after your final
And
statement.
Swiss cheese. All the Swiss.
It's gone.
They used to be neutral. They used to be neutral in us.
You know
the
that
Swiss.
86% of the Swiss comes out of Minnesota these days?
Is that true? That's
No,
crazy.
I
I
have
believe
no
that
idea.
is
I
true.
think it
No,
might
that
be
is.
Jarlsberg.
It is.
Jarlsberg. It's freezing up there.
And you know what?
I'm so lost right now. I just can't stop laughing.
The littler holes, the littler, the smaller
Tiny holes.
Yeah.
They're super
Because
tiny.
it's cold up there.
And there's shrinkage. There's a lot of shrinkage.
That would make the hole
So,
smaller.
all right, I'll give the NES Tecmo the airtime on this. No trade back. Peters won't let us pick this high again. I believe what you're saying, NES, is he gets a number 2 pick now. He's never getting a number 2 pick again because he's so damn good and he's going to make us so damn good that we're going to be picking mid to late of the first round on a going forward basis. I like it. I like where your head's at.
I'm fine with that.
But
if that's what he wants to do,
Yep, of course.
I mean, he's got a guy targeted.
I'm saying you trade back. I think you get 2 first round picks. I think you're going double first in 25, double first in 26. I think we're getting that.
And I said it last week, and I'll repeat it. There's 8 tackles. They think that they could all go in the top 25. You want to get into that maybe late 20s to get one of these dudes that you can plug and play, because we need a plug and play, because there's a big ass gap where you write LT in the 2 deep for us right now.
right.
And that's certainly as important a position as there is in sport.
Because Marcus Mariota cannot play left tackle, unfortunately for us. I think there was a time, but that time has passed. Oh, by the way, here's something fun. Here's a little something fun for the kids.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Just for the kids. We got this late. How about this? I'll come back to the blue screen in a second. Let's get rid of that. The former trillionaire quarterback used to play here in a previous life. He was drafted here by Mike Shanahan. Kirk Cousins. Here's a stat for you. Now, I don't have the stat that you gave me, T, but I do have this stat. Career earnings versus someone else who did pretty well. How about this guy? How about this? Career earnings, $330 million. Now, that's guaranteed. That's guaranteed money, $330 million, no matter what. If Kirk Cousins never plays another down of football from today on, he makes $330 million. He is set to make well over $400 based on his current contract.
$46 million of that was from us, and it was the cheapest of all three places.
He's 1-4 in the playoffs, and there's a guy from Michigan. How many Michigan guys do you want on your team, T? You good with whatever? Yeah, all kinds.
Multiple.
332 all-time career earnings, plus Giselle, which is worth at least $700 million. I'm calling him a billionaire. He was 35-13 in the playoffs, won a few championships. He's doing pretty well for himself. He dropped a Super Bowl trophy in the canals down in Tampa, but they dove and got it. That's crazy. I mean, Kirk Cousins, our guy that our show was lost its virginity to in 2015, is now basically destroying.
But we went out on this whole thing. We went out because we saw that he was a
what did we see?
Stat patter and couldn't win the big game. And
we would have been so much better if he
let
stayed.
him go, and
So
somebody
much
else
better if he
paid
stayed.
all that money for him to lose in the first fucking round of the playoffs.
We would have been so much better if he was here.
Congratulations, everybody.
Did you guys
He was better than anyone we
ever
had.
fucking think that there'd be a bigger strutter of the NFL streets than pimp ass freaking Kirk Cousins? Just getting that bag, exposing the game, turning it out, showing the young bucks how to go up there and get theirs. This guy's a straight up gangster. He didn't do shit.
No.
I mean, he did fine.
Best
He did
agent
fine.
in the history of agents.
Do you know what he did do? Is he's tough as nails and took 9,000 shots and made a few plays.
Yeah.
But like he went there, I didn't know he was gonna be the greatest pimp hustler in the game ever.
So someone summed it up to me that they were saying, okay, here's a guy with no big wins, universally liked and filthy rich. And I said, the only thing I'll amend is
Universally respected, maybe not liked.
I said the biggest misnomer is that he's universally liked.
Minnesota didn't.
I would flip it around and say he's not universally hated, but he's not universally liked. I think the average brother in this league looks at Kirk like he's from Mars, like that he's like that from a different
I think
planet.
they respect him because of what Kevin said.
Yes,
the dude
yes.
puts in his time.
He's a weirdo, dude.
He works his ass off. He's smart as shit. He does his job.
He's freaking crazy
for the season.
Yeah.
So you respect him for that. He's not one of the.
He's not one of the guys. He's not one of the guys.
How about this? In Minnesota, when it ended this year, and I thought it could be it, all of his teammates and a ton of fans reached out and gave him a ton of love.
Yep.
That happened. When he left here, he got nothing.
Nothing.
He got zero. No one was like, well, I mean, maybe a few here and there, but it was not like he was not
Bruce Allen also was a dick.
part of it. Certainly part of it. I'm just saying his teammates were, I mean, it was just crickets.
I think Sam Howell is more respected by his average
Agreed.
teammate than Kirk Cousins ever was here.
Because
now, I don't know how it was in Minnesota, but I'm saying
this
here.
Cowboy boot wearing, choir singing, Dudley do-right ass son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And by the way, the biggest pimp gangster hustler in the history of the game. There's
I mean,
no way. Did you see the digits on the front of that bag?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins pulled that. Kirk Cousins was like, hey, you, give me all your goddamn money, you son of a bitch.
And they're like,
Someone's like,
It's not fair.
Just
He's
take
got
it.
God on his side, so
Just take
it's not
it.
fair.
I know. Take
He
it.
just prayed and got what he prayed for.
The thing is so obviously Bruce was wrong again.
Because he's the devil.
Because he's the devil.
And good
But-
always trumps evil.
We launched this show in 2015, and in that first 2 or 3 years, the Kirk Cousins story was playing out. Drafted in 2012, right alongside RG3. and we turned to him to be our guy. I think if you were to, and you can, because the shows are on SoundCloud, and if you, I checked it out last week. So, The Audible was the name of the show.
Our show.
Our show was called The Audible on Hotspot.
Audible, yo.
You're listening to The Audible.
Shit.
So
That was the beginning.
yeah.
What the hell are we doing?
I loved it. I loved it. Believed you.
He had a high top fade. It was nuts. This shit was crazy.
Kind of crazy.
It was.
We sat around a poker table and there was no cameras. And we talked about Kirk Cousins ad nauseum, and it was terrible. But I believe you would go back and listen to those shows at some point and see that we, as a group, knew
I think you should.
that
I do.
he was going to make bank. It was obvious. It was obvious, so obvious. And
I also thought it was obvious we shouldn't have been the ones giving it to him.
I thought we should have.
He doesn't win shit.
I was okay with him being our core.
He wins a ton of
Look at the
regular season games.
the ride we went on
At the
since.
time,
he
he was.
won?
I think he was the best.
What
player
have we
on the team.
won?
At the time,
I'm
he
just
was.
saying.
We wouldn't have won
He was the best
anymore.
player on our
We would
team
have
at
won
the
more.
time, and I was torn.
We would have won more. I'm not saying
no.
we would be great, but we would have won more.
I
with his
just
quarterback.
I didn't believe in him as a leader. Golly gee.
Nah.
I'm not
OPS.
regretting. I'm not like lamenting
I'm
the
with
fact that
you.
we got rid of him or that he left or
I'm
that he
with
did his
you,
thing. We
Cleve.
didn't get rid of him. I mean, we Bruce Allen and him had their penises didn't mush properly, but at the end of the day,
There's a proper.
there's a proper way. T told me all about it.
I
before the
don't know.
show.
This is not in my legal handbook.
Listen, we're gonna go to overtime after the show's over on a different platform. Everyone, you know where we're going. But if
You know, the one you pay for.
yeah, the one you pay for, it's T's OnlyFans page, and
Don't
it
say it
is
out loud.
really
some
spicy.
people I
It's
don't want to
super
know.
spicy.
T
Eric
Bird's
Anderson,
OnlyFans
EO
page.
remembers the Audible. That's why you have a box coming your way full of some First Amendment sports stuff. Greg Martin, your Caracpo jersey is on the way, and Robert Cohen, your Caracpo T-shirt is on the way. DM me your specifics. Closing thoughts, boys.
Let's get a couple more players. I don't know.
We got money to
It's
spend.
been fun. I like getting responsible players. You know, good guys in their prime. Guys coming into their own, making mid-level.
Yes.
Mid-level.
Yes.
Mid-level. Mid-year.
We're a mid-level
stuff.
team.
Yes,
We
I
need
like
mid-level
it. I like it.
employees.
Let's go.
You like puzzles?
I love puzzles.
You do like to put puzzles together.
I have a 3,000 piece puzzle.
What's the first
10
thing you
people.
do when you do a puzzle?
I build the border.
You build the border.
Yeah.
These
But
are border.
I sort
are-
the pieces.
These are border guys, right?
These
They're
are
kind
border
of.
guys.
We still
All right,
need the
I love
meat.
it.
We
Dude,
still
you're
need the meat. We're still putting the puzzle together.
Where's the cheddar?
wait,
Where's the
there's-
cheddar
there's
cheese?
meat?
God damn it! I need cheddar cheese right now.
There's
For
meat.
goodness sake.
Cheddar
You start
cheese,
off with the part that's
Swiss
hold
I didn't
out
even want
next to
any
it.
cheddar,
Yeah.
but now I'm
and you
ready
bring
to
it
make Swiss.
all together
And make Swiss.
on the OnlyFans page.
Yeah, come to T's OnlyFans
think-
page. It's going to be amazing.
I
That's
think
where the extra. That's where the extra stuff is. So
anyone reading between the lines is going to the meat and cheese OnlyFans page
Yes.
looking for some crazy
careful.
border shit.
There's a lot of weird cheese pages out there that you do not want to get stuck in. It's a rabbit hole. You'll lose an entire day there.
If my family's watching this in 300 years, I would like to take the time to apologize.
we're just here to have.
is where you all are
fun
from.
on a
There won't even
Tuesday
be
night.
cheese then. Be like, by the way, if you're watching this in 300 years, cheese
We
is
don't
like the
take
greatest
ourselves
thing ever.
seriously.
I love cheese.
And never eat the Swiss. It's a guy named
I never eat
Rick
Swiss.
Jenkins. And
By the way,
what he
someone-
does to that cheese is irresponsible.
Okay, so since we're in the since we're
I
technically in
love
overtime,
Swiss.
I don't like Swiss, but someone a cheese guy who gave me some baby Swiss, and it was freaking delicious.
Yeah. At that point, I'm just going. I'm a Gruyere guy. and I
Okay,
just-
all right.
And then I melt it all over.
Talking French now?
Oui.
Look at this guy. I mean,
Jesus.
the guy's
Well,
he's
I'm
refined.
not getting the cheese that you humped to death for the last 3
Hey.
days based on all our signing.
Yeah,
I
don't-
did not. I sent a video cartoon.
You videoed what?
I had nothing to do with it.
Why did it sound like this?
All I'm saying is, I love cheese.
Yeah,
Cheese is great.
agreed.
Great.
Yes, thank you.
I think we should go out on that.
Well, we already did. Oh, gabagool. All right, so do you guys know what gabagool is? It's right there.
I've heard it said so many times. I've
something
never
that-
known what the hell it
Gabagool.
is.
Either Adam Sandler
Over
or
here.
the Dice Man said.
It's an Italian
The Dice Man said it.
Like a
cut of meat. I mean, it's like a. Is it mortadella? It's like a mortadella type thing. I mean,
I've never known this.
Greg will tell us for sure. But it's a New York, New Jersey thing. I should know more about it since my last name ends in a vowel.
I think you should send some to the show, and we should try it on air.
We should. Oh well, yeah. Oh yeah, Greg. Seriously.
So
I think that's fair. We send you a T-shirt. You send us a lot of meats and cheeses. I mean, what else is there?
Let's taste the meats and cheeses before you get the T-shirt.
It seems you don't do a basement show for 10 years and not come out just a little bit more refined.
I know, but you know how everyone like tastes the
refined.
product on like what is it?
Yeah,
Magnum on Magnum. They're like,
it's
a go.
I've been watching a lot of Narcos. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm on the bandwagon. We're all on the bandwagon. We're gonna do it for 7 more days. We got actual free agency starting tomorrow. The tampering season is over, and we're gonna add some players. I want Bobby Wagner, just to put a fine point on it. That's who I want. I want him bad. I think that's the guy who. I think he's the one who completes me.
okay, well, let's not ever give Bobby this address.
I mean,
For you, Bobby, that one was for you, sir.
Wasn't
Welcome
that?
No, give him the address because he needs to avoid.
True. It's true. Yeah,
He's gonna end up.
No, but I
here.
don't want to dick around with Tuesday
No,
nights.
because he's gonna put him over there with Eugene.
Eugene's been
Get
a
back
huge
in there,
addition.
Eugene.
Huge addition to the show.
You'll get your apple after.
And you'll like it.
Don't make me take your data machine away.
He's Tim Strachan.
I am, and I'll see you next week.
He's Kevin Ricca.
Hey, that was awesome. Let's talk next week and talk about some more Italian cured pork meats.
Italian cured pork meats for everybody. I'm Ken Meringolo. Thank God it's Tuesday. Appreciate you guys being with us tonight. We're back next Tuesday with 2 segments that I like to call. One is called the over-under, and one is called the draft. The draft is going to be similar to the one we did last week, where we picked a movie, and I'm going to task someone on the board with asking us the questions again, because I thought that worked out well. And the over-under will be, we just got away from it the last couple weeks, but it's also because it's freaking March. And
It's all season.
yeah, nothing's going on. And we talked about cheese a lot. So, all right, favorite cheese?
Holy shit.
No,
Lifetime
you can't do
sharp
that. You
cheddar.
can't.
Favorite cheese?
You can't.
Favorite cheese?
Lifetime sharp cheddar is what's your most cheese you've eaten in your lifetime?
favorite
What
cheese,
is it?
dude.
I don't know. Provolone.
All right. All right. That's good. That's a
love
good
Swiss.
cheese.
I know
I
provolone's
love
good.
Swiss.
But
Pepper
like-
Jack.
like-
Pepper
I don't
Jack
know.
in the
I
house.
always say provolone because that's what I get at Continental.
I get
it's
it.
probably the most cheese I've actually eaten.
I-
All right,
because
that's-
of Continental.
All right, well, sharp cheddar is just, I love
I would have
it.
traded up
I've
for sharp
always
cheddar,
loved
Best
it.
but
one. I can't say
couldn't.
it. You took it.
He took it,
Right.
and you took provolone, which would have been my number 2.
Just because it's
So Pepper Jack fell to
Continental.
me, and I took Pepper Jack.
Yeah.
All right. I get to go again. I'm going smoked Gouda. Go again.
Mexican cheese.
That's by the way, that's a shredded cheese.
Mexican shredded cheese.
You know what? First of all,
I married a Mexican, dude.
I know, but
It's
but
not just-
shredded, Mexican shredded.
it didn't just like cross
She
the
puts
border
that
as a
shit
cheese.
on everything, dude.
All right,
get it.
fair enough.
I get it.
All right, last pick of the
I
draft.
get it. I get it.
Last cheese picked. What
It's
is
on
it?
me. Oh God, it's a Spanish cheese that starts with an M, and it's. So
I thought you
freaking
said
good.
Gruyere.
I love Gruyere. It's great. but
Spanish
it's like
cheese
Swiss.
that starts with an M.
Yeah.
I want it.
Damn it.
I don't even know
Oh
what
my
it
God.
is.
I only know because the guy at whatchamacallit, where I go once every 4 months.
Baldu
because of the
cheese?
seafood. Now I go to fresh, whatever
Yeah, I got you.
it's called.
I don't know.
Fresh food. What is
Farm
it?
Fresh?
No,
Fresh?
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Okay.
Effing Whole Foods.
Colby Jack from Greg. All right. Well, a Spanish cheese that starts with M. There you have it from the cheese experts.
Trust me. Delicious. You
If
gotta
you're
try
still
it.
watching
Straight up American.
and you
is
haven't yet
great,
given us a
too,
thumbs
dude.
up,
Just-
I'm a white Land O'Lakes white American is the
Click.
second most cheese I've ever eaten in my life, so that's what I'm going with. I
Yeah.
rearranged my order. I've eaten more Land O'Lakes white American than anything, but sharp cheddar is like
Does
fancy.
Cheese Whiz count?
No. Yeah, no. Velveeta would count because you could slice Velveeta.
Manchego, thank you.
NES.
Techno.
By the way, that's McNamara in the house.
Effing Manchego. Oh man, yeah. I'm not going to make a boner reference. Apparently, my aunt's getting pissed.
Queso?
Which aunt?
Well,
Which
let's
aunt is
just
not
say-
getting pissed?
She does have balls, and she's my uncle.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Goat cheese? Blue cheese?
I was always yellow American over white until I went to college. Then I became white over yellow. And I stuck with white.
I always
White
see,
Land
But
Lakes.
but
I only see
visually,
American
the
cheese.
orange is good.
So what I do on my breakfast sandwiches is I get one of each because I
Yes.
can't decide. So I put
And
one
I
on top,
like the
one on
way it
bottom.
melts
And
together.
it looks delicious. It looks
Yes, it does.
amazing.
It does. And you put a little Mexican seasoning on there.
Smart to do that.
Taco truck. There's a taco truck seasoning at the store. Put that two slices of cheese, eggs, taco seasoning. Bam. That's a sandwich.
Asiago on your eggs. I learned down in San Antonio. It's a kind of a southern Asiago in an omelet. Asiago.
You keep saying it. I'm
Asiago.
from Italy.
I know, but Asiago on eggs is not. No Italian in my world has ever put Asiago on eggs.
Asiago's
The
a great
shit's
cheese.
delicious.
Havarti is also good.
Havarti's
on
special.
eggs.
Of course.
Havarti
Get some
is
Asiago
special.
on your damn eggs and talk to me. A shit ton of it.
Feta.
I eat the
dude,
crap out of
Parmesan.
feta.
I'm not. You can have
Oh,
feta.
so I eat cucumbers and onions 4 or 5 nights a week. I'm a huge olive oil. I love feta. I love it. It's not too high in fat, salty. Gives you a little pop, and you're in and you're out.
I'm not. I can't do it.
You don't like a
I'll put
gyro or
Parmesan on anything.
souvlaki?
I do it. I do all of it. But
Ah.
I do all of it. But I'm saying like I'm my guys right now are in the back room pleading with Havarti's agent to let us be to pick him up as an undrafted free agent. Pleading. I'm giving
Yeah, well,
everything.
Greg Martin's got Fermunda ready to give that
God.
guy a
Yes.
black eye.
He does have
We've gone
Fermunda.
10
Fermunda.
minutes too long.
Fermunda, yeah,
You always
that
say
happens.
that.
Yeah.
You're probably right. But we'll see. All right, listen.
Well, no, we were going to say butt cheese if we ended 10 minutes
Where's a
ago.
little toe cheese? What do we got?
Yeah, this is good.
Romano, Mott's.
We need to figure out how to turn
See
this
you
down.
guys. Have a great week.
7 days.
Just remember,
We'll be back. We're still live.
smart enough, good enough. Gosh darn it,
Gold
we
darn it,
love
people
you
like
guys.
Robert Cohen,
We're just here to fun.
hit us up for for an address. Greg Martin, by the way, I don't have your address.
Run, Greg.
No, because I own a T-shirt.
I get it.
Yeah,
And whatever else. And it smells like
it's the worst plot.
I-
It's the worst plan ever to like get people's addresses. It's like, hey, it's like from The Jerk when he's like making the guy stay for an oven mitt, and the guy's like, do you guys really want to stay for an oven mitt? He's like, yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. J-Dubs.
Smells like Fermunda.
Appreciate you. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, thank God it's Tuesday.